Welcome to our show this week, On the Town with Mike Farah. You know, every week we take you to a different charity event and show you the celebrities who are attending that event and do interviews with them. But this week is going to be a little bit different. I'm here in Toluca Lake, where a lot of celebrities are attending a collectible show. But these are celebrities from the 50s and 60s and 70s, and some of the most recognizable faces on television during that time, during that era. And I'm going to bring them out here one by one and start interviewing so you can recognize those faces and figure out the shows they were on, and even more so, the charities that they've been lending their time and their credibility to, and they'll talk about those charities that they like. So just a couple of seconds, I'll bring out the first celebrity, see if you recognize them, and listen to the charity they're doing some great work for. I love these that we have no script. It is tough life. I'm here with Judith Ledford, and you know something? She's not from the A-Team as you might remember her, but going on to Baywatch.
Yes, and you know what? It's
Sizzle.
a Baywatch mom, not a Baywatch babe. But you know what? After 20 years of the garter belts, the bustier, the whole thing, I tell you, I give them my crown.
Well,
I have lines now, and I get to wear clothes.
Well, hey,
it's a great thing.
You know, so we've done full circle on Baywatch. We've done David's girlfriend, Rebecca Carlton, and then we had the woman who played his mother, Ann Jeffries, from originally was from Topper, who, by the way, I don't want to give away her age, but let's say that it's over. Well, I won't even say her age. She played his mom. She's gorgeous. I would have spotted her in a room more than the babes that we would have seen on this thing. So now that you're playing a mom,
yeah, Baywatch mom.
What is it? What are you? Are you playing the mother of the 5-year-old who walks on the set bugging everybody? Or
no,
what?
A 12-year-old and a 20-year-old, Kelly Preston, the new Baywatch babe on the show, and she's great. She's so beautiful.
But how are they casting you as her mother?
It's Hollywood.
Oh my God.
It's Hollywood. It'll be on October 25th. So if any of you are watching, Saturday, October 25th, Baywatch Mom, here I'll be.
You know, that is worth watching just to see her come off as a mom. I mean, I don't understand it, but you know, I'm not going to argue about it. I'll go on as a dad. Maybe. You know, I'm going to tell you something. It's been we're here to show today with a lot of different celebrities.
Yeah.
The crowd's having a great time because they're seeing some faces they haven't seen in a long time, and some faces they see all the time.
Right.
So it really is a crowd pleaser today. Every week our show goes to usually a big charity event where we have 5 to 20 stars on, but this has been something different for us because we got to visit with people we haven't seen in a long time, but those faces you all know.
Yes, absolutely. My 3 sons, everything. It's great.
Timmy, Lassie.
Can
you believe this? So what are you doing at this show? I mean, A-Team is okay, but I mean, you're too young to be here. What the hell is this? Are you passing yourself off or what?
No, I have friends that own a memorabilia shop in Pacific Palisades, and there's some book here that has television stars from the 30s to the present, and they called me up and they said, Jude, you're in the book, you're in the book. So they gave me this gentleman's number that runs this autograph signing thing.
Right.
And I called up and I said, well, I was in A-Team in Dallas and Simon & Simon, and I've been in the business about 20 years. And he said, oh, we'd love to have you. So it's my first time, and I thought I'd check it out, and so here I am.
You know, this has really been tough doing this show. Last week I had Tracy Scoggins, who's now she was our co-host last week. She's in Dallas right now doing the Dallas movie, and she's coming on with us in a couple of weeks because we go to a different charity event every week, and she's been one of our volunteers to say, if you need us for a charity, I'll be with you. I'll go on.
Great.
And so we're getting everybody here. Now maybe we better do a Dallas reunion. The fight begins. I know. Well, listen, I really thank you for coming on. We pulled you out of the event over there.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And maybe we will see her again on the Town.
Great.
As our search continues for some of the most recognizable faces in the movie industry who do an awful lot for charity, I have a very special person with me, Stella Stevens. And you know, 2 years in a row, she got the Humanitarian Award from the City of Hope. That's the first time for anyone, isn't it?
I believe so. I was very honored. They invited me to the luncheon the second year, and I thought I was just invited to lunch. Then I realized I was being honored again, and it was so special and so wonderful. I actually went out to the City of Hope Hospital, visited it in Duarte, and met some of the doctors there, ornithologists a lot, who are trying to cure cancer, and the beautiful grounds which are like a garden for the patients, and I just learned the whole philosophy of it and how much they are doing for mankind. And it's a very favorite charity of mine. It's a very worthy charity. They are trying to save people's lives and doing a wonderful job.
I think the City of Hope is probably one of the top 3 research hospitals in Southern California, Cedars-Sinai and the City of Hope, some of the other cancer societies. But moving back to what's happening in the industry, you've had kind of a resurgence. You started in the Poseidon Adventure.
Yes.
And now the Titanic's coming up.
The Titanic is coming out, and people are saying, oh, it can't be any better than the Poseidon Adventure. And the Poseidon Adventure was the granddaddy of all the disaster movies. And we just smile and say, thank you, thank you. Because surely every time it comes on TV, when I try to turn it off and I can't, I get compelled to watch it and I have to finish it, you know, or at least till I die in it. After that, Carol Lynley can crawl out of the hole by herself, you know. But
we had Carol on earlier.
Yes, I know.
And it's kind of interesting because that movie, I think, lives on because of not because of the story so much, but the great stars, the great actors and actresses you had in that. That's a tough cast to reproduce today.
It was a great story about survival within a disaster. And I know there are an awful lot of movies today that may have better special effects or more, but they don't have more heart and more feeling, and you don't care about the characters more than you cared for these people. You got to meet them before the disaster happened, and you really cared and wished they make it. I had people tell me that when they read the book, they were glad when my character died, and when they saw the movie, they said, oh, why did she have to die? So I felt I had done something really good, because I felt they should care about her. If she's the you know, leading lady in the movies, you should care about her and not be glad when she dies.
But this isn't the only movie you made which was very popular that's been reborn again. You had another movie last year, Reborn.
The Nutty Professor. That's right. And then there's the controversy over which is better, the new one or the old one. And they are so different. They both are wonderful. And I'm very proud of Stella Purdy that I played in the Jerry Lewis movie because I felt she had more depth of character than Jada got to do in the Eddie Murphy one, but they both were wonderful, each in its own way.
Well, I think in this one it really was Eddie Murphy reborn in all these different character roles, and everyone else was really not part of the movie in a lot of ways.
Well, they were much less a part of the movie, but if ever anyone needed an Academy Award nomination, it was Eddie Murphy for that. And why is he overlooked? I don't know. I mean, I actually voted to nominate him, and I may have been the only one, but I thought it was the most incredible acting job, even underneath all that makeup. Everything he did was perfect for each character he played. Now, how many people can play 11 characters in one movie and be great in all of them?
That's true.
Okay, so I just think the Academy is so silly at times.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. You look at some roles where people have 2 or 3 roles in a movie, and you might say it's a little overdone. I look back, let's say Mary Poppins. Dick Van Dyke, I think, did a great job as the chairman of the board of the bank of a 90-year-old man, and his character was one of those roles that you didn't even realize it was Dick Van Dyke unless you really looked at the credits. Eddie Murphy's role, they were so different, you know, it really was
You would not have realized it was Eddie Murphy as Richard Simmons. You would have thought that was Richard, unless someone told you now. And then if Professor Sherman Klump, you wouldn't have realized that was Eddie Murphy, so you can't recognize him either.
Yeah, and you know, he really, I think the personality he gave Klump, you had really sympathy towards him.
Oh, yes.
You had a heart went out to him. That was great acting, you know?
Absolutely, yes. Very deserving of some kind of recognition, but not from the Academy that year.
Now, lately you've been doing a lot of things towards humanitarian causes, but how about in the industry? Are you looking to do something now?
Well, right now, I don't know what my next project will be, but I have been working this year on coming out with my new line of fragrances. So I have a male and female fragrance. They're both called Sexy. And you think you like it, huh?
Okay,
you like it? So I hope it'll be a big success because, I mean, each person is sexy in his or her own way. And I just think it's a real good name for a scent. I have 2 beautiful scents, and then if these are successful, I'll probably do more. But it's enough to get started with just the 2.
Right, I understand.
It's a big jump for me to be an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, other than movie and television star. But I will be doing more. I think they will rerun the Dukes of Hazzard reunion movie where I played Mama Max, the villain.
Right.
And then some little birdie told me they may want to make another one. If so, I hope they bring Mama Max back.
Good.
Because Boss Hogg is gone and I get to smoke the cigars now. Not that I like that, but I was promised by the writer that I would never have to light the cigar in a shot. Well, I had it lit every time because what kind of prop is a dead cigar? Unless it's working and smoking, it's no good, you know. So we laughed.
It's kind of hard to do a benefit for the cancer or the City of Hope or American Cancer Society when you're smoking a cigar, you know?
Well, or smoking anything, you know. I've quit smoking many, many years ago, and I have worked for the American Cancer Society, and, you know, then I've had people say to me how sexy they thought I was on screen smoking. Well, that's flattering in a way, but it's not putting across a good image. So lots of times if I have to smoke in a role, I ask the director if it's really necessary and what he means this character to do by that. Is she being self-destructive? Does she just not care? Or what? Because we all know how bad it is for us. And I rarely do it anymore, but I know a man once wrote an article about people smoking and how sexy it was, and he mentioned me in that, and I had not been smoking for 20 years.
Really?
So you never know what leaves an impression in one's mind.
That's true.
I wish I could do something else that would leave a better impression on someone.
We're going to ask her when we go each week to a different charity. Obviously, Celebrity Foundation is all about celebrities doing something for charities, and we'll invite you to join us one week.
Oh, great.
Come with us on the show, and we'll shock a bunch of people when we walk in, as we do every week, with a ton of celebrities to help a charity out when they're struggling to sell tickets to raise money, and all of a sudden we walk in with 5 or 6 different celebrities. I'm thrilled to death that you'll join us on that set and lend your name to a great charity.
I'd be honored to be a part of it.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Again, Stella Stevens, Poseidon Adventure, Nutty Professor, Dukes of Hazzard, and one of the sexiest women ever to appear on a screen from Hollywood.
Woo, thank
you, baby. Well, I'm here with one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, Carol Lynley, and with 45 films you've done.
Feature films.
Feature films. Maybe the most well-known, Poseidon Adventure.
Yes. People ask me about what movies, and as I say, I can talk about Blue Denim, Bunny Lake is Missing, The Cardinal, all kinds of movies.
Right.
And they go kind of like, yeah. And then I say the Poseidon Adventure, and they go, oh, yeah. The boat goes upside down. As I was saying before, that only once in my life I sort of went through this thing, and I said about the Poseidon Adventure. And this lady said, what? I said, what? She shook me.
Well, that wasn't a long line of films, let's say, out of Universal over disaster films. A lot.
No, this was Fox.
Oh, the Fox did this one. But we had, the earthquake and scene. We had the firing Inferno, and we had all these disaster films. But that one had so many stars in it.
Well, that was sort of the granddaddy of that. I believe Airplane was before it, with Gene Seberg, and that was Universal. And then I believe it was the Poseidon, which sort of started that genre. And then Earthquake and all the other movies came after that. And now the Titanic is coming. Yes. Stella
the
says
remake.
Stella says that Stella Stevens said that the promo was great. I'm a water baby myself. I can't wait to see it.
Well, tell us about some of the other stars, so our audience reminisces with you. Who was in that film with you?
Which one? Poseidon
Adventure.
Stella Stevens, Ernie Borgnine, Gene Hackman, Shelley Winters, Roddy McDowell. I always feel awful if I leave anybody out. Pamela Sue Martin, Eric Shea, Arthur O'Connell. Oh God, please let me not leave anybody.
That wasn't too bad.